illustration that we are moving in motion. There has to be a starting point. You can't go forever backwards, forever time-wise, going backwards and still being able to reach the moment that we're in right now.
That time is tensed. If time is tenseless, an infinite regression has no problems. Because on a tenseless time, which we're pretty much certain that time is tenseless.
Tenseless.
Examples, yes, tenseless.
What do you mean?
That means that all moments of time are equally real. There is no actual distinction between past and
present. It just sounds like something to make people just really distracted about the simple truth of the matter, not some big, you got to have a degree to understand these lies, man, you know?
I don't have a degree and I understand as well.
I'm just saying, you get an education, you go to these schools and do you guys question your teachers at all when you're learning in class and
have you ever sat in on a college lecture? Because I can tell you, as somebody who's watched lectures from Stanford and MIT that are, well, they're not live, but I mean, they were recorded. There are a lot of people that ask a lot of questions and challenge their professors on things. And you know what the professors do? They go to the board and, like, say if somebody asks some question as it relates to something in physics, he'll write out the equations, walk you through it. And
I get that in a debate or a lecture, but I'm just saying, like, in the classrooms from day to day, on a day-to-day basis, who has the authority in that situation? It seems like everyone's just zoning in on what he or she, the instructor, is saying. So many hours and hours.
The authority would be the data or the evidence, not the person who's teaching it.
What I mean by authority is the instructor. Who is being entertained and who is entertaining? The teacher is the one that's entertaining the classroom, and they are zoning into whatever he is preaching. If that's the only point of information you're fed through that agenda.
Well, who said that there was an agenda? What agenda is there?
Well, when you're coming from a point, when I'm looking at the scriptures saying, hey, I believe, or this is my opinion, right, that there is a God and that there's angelical beings, right, that created with intention our universe, right? God did. And one of those angels became jealous that us, Adam and Eve, were worshiping God in the Garden of Eden, right? This is just what I'm reading and how I'm interpreting it, right? When I read the simple words of the story, Adam and Eve, there was a time when everything was perfect. Iniquity was found in Lucifer, the angel, and he became jealous, right? So he fell at this point. They don't say exactly when. Could have been a little while. It could have been 100 years or so, or who knows, right? This is just a random number. But we know that it couldn't have been just millions of years or something, because at a certain point we start going through the genealogy of the sons of Adam, and it leads all the way to Noah, right? When we finally have the flood. But when we see the timeline, we could see that Adam lived long enough, according to the book and the words and the scriptures and the timeline, according to this, right? He could have known Lamech, Noah's daddy, and everything, all those generations, all the kids and men leading down there, they could have known Noah personally and asked him how it was.
Interject here really, really quick. You've probably said several things that I'm sure more than just me would like to address. So it's also about being a little punctual with what you're saying. And I mean this in the nicest way ever.
You can sit for an hour and tell me what you think, but go ahead.
The scriptures can say something, but the people who actually study reality notice that it like in the most minimal ways possible matches up with reality, so they don't care what it says. Just like they don't care what the Harry Potter books say, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't map to our reality. It doesn't give us accurate descriptions of the way our world works, so we disregard it. It's not useful to us. It's not utilitarian in understanding reality and how it operates.
Yeah, when you start talking about what's in the Bible, it's like, one, I already know what's in the Bible, and two, like, I just start tuning out. I don't understand the point. Like,
I'm just trying to make it simple so that anybody can look at it and understand what it says. It's not hard to get. It's very simple.
Well,
You made it in 6 days,
among people,
and then we don't.
There's a lot of disagreement among scholars and people who read the Bible.
That's fine to have a disagreement. That's fine.
Matt Slick is acting like his website is the authority of the Christian theology. There are millions of Christians who would disagree with his interpretation.
I mean, I disagree with some of the stuff he says. Everybody has a slightly different opinion.
Yeah.
But the fundamentals are what's important. And then you look to the word of, what's the point of all this? Are we just doing whatever we want? And that's the point? Or is there a creator that gave us a purpose and he wants a family, and that's why he gave us free will to interact, and that's why we see bad things that happen, unfortunately, because we have been given some authority to interact with our eternity and our salvation. He's given us some authority so that it could be real, so that his family that he's creating isn't just a family of robots. It's a family that came to him based on faith, and that actually, believes in him and puts him and gives him the glory through all of the situation and steps in the walks of life.
Is it possible that he created us just to study us, or even just?
It could be, but I mean, when I sit here and I see color and I see love and I see things, I see an intelligence, I see so much beauty that for that to just be a randomness and even to disregard it, right? Even if, right, you have either scenario. When I wake up in the morning, you guys, it's just I don't see how this could be not like an intentional purpose. When I see the love, I see, and even if there isn't an intention, then what is the risk versus reward in believing in this God that is promising you eternity? You don't have to do anything except for say I believe on your heart.
Yeah, but I can't do that.
That it was him. I'm just saying that's the faith that it requires, that you're giving him the glory. It boils down to
the problem with that is I am an atheist. I don't take things on faith.
Okay, you're welcome to your opinion, and that's part of my point of is
opinion. That would be a worldview.
Okay, well that's part of your opinion.
I see that there's
your worldview.
But that's not how opinions work. Like an epistemological framework isn't done.
You can word it however you want to word it.
Well, but the way you worded it is just straightforwardly incorrect. That's not how.
It's the intention of what I'm trying to say. The message. You don't have to do anything except for say I believe on your heart.
Yeah, but I can't do that.
That it was him. I'm just saying that's the faith that it requires, that you're giving him the glory. It boils down to
the problem with that is I am an atheist. I don't take things on faith.
Okay.
We all have different beliefs. We all look at the science, and we have a different worldview based on that science. It's all where you put your faith. We all have faith. Just depends on where you put that faith. I see there was a flood. I see fossils, massive graveyards of fossils, of evidence of a flood. We look at the Grand Canyon. We interpret the same science with different worldviews.
It used to be a lot lower, you guys. A lot lower. Come on, honey. Go.
And keep adding rocks in here. It's gonna take the trail away and then take these houses out. That's all it needs. It just needs some rocks here so it doesn't erode away. That's enough to suffice the erosion. But that cliff right there doesn't cut it. It just gets beaten away. You can only imagine they're gonna have to start bringing in some there. They don't really have to worry about the buildings quite as much. It's gonna keep going, working its way back like this. There's a guy out there. Yeah, this is what I kind of want to see. During low tide, we used to be able to walk around right here. Come on, you be careful. Come on, come here. There's a big wave coming. Good girl. We're gonna order some Chinese food. We're gonna order our favorite Asian Kings. We just had that last night, or not last night, we had it a couple nights ago. But we ordered, I always get the wrong idea and order something else. But really my favorite is the orange chicken. Wonton soup is really good. And the vegetable chow mein is good too. I like that. That's just right down the street here. So there's a street right there that leads to the highway, and then there's side streets that run parallel down to like the next road that leads out to the highway. There she goes. Here's something cool we missed. Let's go check this out. What is this? Oh, these are just pillars that are falling down sideways. Wow. No, this is something that was here. This is a foundation that was, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but you can see it was something, you guys. Look at this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Look at this. What was that? Why would they have that buried down there so much? These don't look like... This is a floor. This is an old floor. See how they have them all stacked right next to each other? It's an old deck or something. Maybe it was a basement. And that all caved in, broke off this way. There was an old... And this is a joist right here. But that's pretty gnarly to have on the floor, so I'm thinking, is there something down below it? Right? That looks more like a beam to support a second story, is what I'm saying. And just because how flat it is, you can tell that's where it was at. That's all level enough. That's pretty interesting, you guys. I've been down here, lived here for 20 years, and never seen that sticking out like that. Because it was all hidden and buried.